Chapter 1. No One's Crazy. Story. Imagine two friends, Tom and Jerry, growing up in entirely different circumstances. Tom's parents taught him to save every penny because they struggled financially. Jerry's family, on the other hand, inherited wealth and splurged on experiences. Fast forward 20 years, Tom invests conservatively, while Jerry takes big risks in the stock market. Neither is crazy, they are simply shaped by their unique experiences. Message: our financial decisions are deeply influenced by personal histories, upbringing, and circumstances. What makes sense to one might seem irrational to another. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. Story. Bill Gates' journey to success is awe-inspiring. But did you know his friend Kent Evans, just as brilliant, passed away young? Gates had the opportunity to succeed partly due to luck. Compare this to a gambler who loses everything. Their failure might not just be poor decisions but also bad luck. Message: success and failure in finance often involve a mix of luck and risk. Recognizing this helps us stay humble and compassionate. Chapter 3. Never Enough. Story. Roger Gupta was a successful executive with millions, yet he engaged in insider trading to make more money and ended up in prison. Why? He didn't know when to stop. Contrast this with Ronald Read, a janitor who amassed millions by investing patiently and living simply. Message: knowing when enough is enough can protect you from unnecessary risks and unhappiness. Chapter 4. Confounding Compounding. Story. Warren Buffett started investing at age 10. The magic of compounding transformed his modest investments into billions. Imagine planting a tree. Over decades, it grows into a forest. This is how compounding works. Message: small, consistent actions over time lead to extraordinary results. Start early and be patient. Chapter 5. Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. Story. Jesse Livermore, a stock market genius, made and lost fortunes multiple times. He mastered getting wealthy but struggled with staying wealthy. His downfall? Overconfidence and taking too much risk. Message: building wealth requires skill, but keeping it demands humility, discipline, and caution. Chapter 6. Tails, you win. Story. Think of the movie industry. Most films barely break even, but a few blockbusters like Avatar make billions and carry the entire industry. Investing works the same way, a few big wins drive most returns. Message: success often comes from a small number of big outcomes. Embrace this reality and don't fear occasional failures. Chapter 7. Freedom. Story. Imagine Sarah, who left her high-paying job to start a bakery. She earns less but feels richer because she controls her time. Contrast this with Mark, stuck in a corporate job he hates despite earning 6 figures. Message: true wealth isn't just money, it's the ability to control your time and do what matters most to you. Chapter 8. Man in the Car Paradox. Story. Dave buys a flashy sports car, expecting admiration. Instead, people think about how they'd look driving it. Ironically, the status Dave craves never materializes because others focus on themselves, not him. Message: people admire the idea of success more than the trappings of it. Invest in what genuinely makes you happy, not in appearances. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. Story. Picture a neighbor with a fancy house and luxury cars. They might be drowning in debt. Then there's Jane, who wears simple clothes but has a robust investment portfolio. Message: true wealth is invisible. It's not about what you spend, but what you save and invest. Chapter 10. Save money. Story. Take Bob, who dreams of retiring early. Instead of focusing solely on earning more, he controls his expenses. He skips unnecessary luxuries and saves consistently, building a comfortable safety net. Message: saving is the foundation of financial security. It gives you options and peace of mind. Chapter 11. Reasonable Rational. Story. Emily invests in index funds because they're simple and stress-free, even though she could possibly earn more by stock picking. Her strategy works for her lifestyle and temperament, keeping her calm and consistent. Message: financial decisions don't have to be perfect, they just need to be reasonable and aligned with your goals. Chapter 12: Surprise. Story: in 2008, the housing market crash shocked everyone. But surprises aren't rare in finance, they're the norm. Planning for unexpected events is key to financial resilience. Message: prepare for uncertainty. Build buffers and expect the unexpected. Chapter 13: Room for error. Story: Tom plans his budget assuming everything will go perfectly. Then his car breaks down and he's unprepared. Contrast this with Lisa, who budgets conservatively, leaving room for surprises. Message: always leave a margin of safety. It's better to be over-prepared than caught off guard. Chapter 14: You'll change. Story: at 25, Mike dreams of traveling the world. At 40, he's content raising a family in the suburbs. His financial goals evolve with his life stages. Message: your preferences and priorities will change. Plan for flexibility. Chapter 15: Nothing's free. Story: Sarah invests in stocks but struggles with market volatility. She realizes that enduring short-term discomfort is the price of long-term gains. Message: everything has a cost. Be willing to pay the price for meaningful rewards. Chapter 16: You and Me. Story: Joe follows advice from a millionaire investor but struggles because their risk tolerances differ. What works for one person might not suit another. Message: tailor financial strategies to your unique situation and goals. Chapter 17: The Seduction of Pessimism. Story: headlines scream about market crashes, drawing more attention than optimistic news. Fear sells, but it often exaggerates risks. Message: balance caution with optimism. Don't let fear dictate your decisions. Chapter 18: When You'll Believe Anything. Story: in the 1600s, the tulip mania bubble convinced people tulips were worth fortunes. Emotional decisions often override logic in finance. Message: stay skeptical and think critically. Don't let hype cloud your judgment. Chapter 19: All Together Now. Story: picture a puzzle with diverse pieces. Each piece represents a financial concept: savings, investing, risk management. Only when they fit together do they create a complete picture of wealth. Message: mastering money is about combining multiple lessons. No single principle guarantees success, it's the synergy of all that matters. Chapter 20: The End. Story: at the end of his life, a wealthy man reflects. He doesn't remember stock tickers or market swings, but cherishes the freedom and relationships his financial choices allowed him to build. Message: money's ultimate purpose is to help you live a life aligned with your values.